All right, welcome to the call. Welcome to the weekly live call. If this is your first call, I can't really tell you what to expect because I'm not really sure how this is going to unfold. I got a lot of things I would like to talk about. I got a lot of things I want to cover. I got somebody I'm going to be bringing on here in a minute. I got a lot of stuff that I could talk about. And every single week, man, my game is how do I share something with every single person on this so that you can go and make money. You can go and get another deal. You can go and do something that's going to move the needle towards your goals. If I can do that, I've created a Pavlov's dog situation where every time you see the notification from Nick Wood, you start salivating. Your little money bells start tingling. That's what I'm trying to create here. So that is why I'm coming in here. I prep for these calls. I spent about an hour, about 2 hours ago, I spent an hour prepping for this call. I didn't plan on doing that, but I wanted to really make sure that it hit. So here's what I want to talk about really quick, guys. I'm not even going to go into housekeeping today. We don't have time. Okay. No more housekeeping. Not today. Not today, everybody. So what I want to talk about is this. I want to share something really briefly. Then I'm going to bring on our guest. We're going to be shaking and baking. We got the Monster. We got 2 water bottles to kind of, whatever down. I'll get in the sauna to bleed it out, to sweat it out. But we're doing this thing. So here, I want to share something I've been thinking long and hard about the last few weeks. And I know I say that a lot and you guys are like, oh, here we go again. Some little brain rabbit hole. Yes, I do that a lot. That's just how I am. But I think of these things and I go down these holes and it ends up being productive. But sometimes you're like, what are you doing, Nick? So here's what I've been thinking about recently. And this is super relatable to this entire business, to digital real estate, to building a side hustle, to passive income, mailbox money. So hear me out. Okay. And so guys, you've probably heard me say, if you watch any of my videos, any of my YouTube, TikTok, IG, that whatever, if you've seen any of it, you've probably seen my excitement for sales. You've probably heard me talk about how much I love sales, how much I love putting deals together, how much I love making money. Right on my website, IamNickWood.com, it literally says money hungry entrepreneur. No shame in that. That's what I am. Okay. By the way, guys, I need a sweat towel. I'm already feeling it today. Okay. But, and I've always known this about myself. I'm like, dude, I know I have this affinity for these things, but I never understood it. I never understood what exactly I loved about sales, what exactly I loved about making deals, or why exactly I loved it. I didn't understand that. Okay. And that wasn't until recently, like really, really recently, in the last couple of weeks, kind of recently. So here's what's been happening to me in the last, I would say 90 days. My calendar has become very, very, very full. And I'm not saying that as a badge of honor. I'm saying that as I got to figure out how to manage time better. I hate when people are like, oh, I don't have time. Yeah, you do. You're just not making it. Okay. So I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying it like, Nick, you got to get better at this. But my calendar has become so busy Monday through Wednesday that, like, guys, Wednesday night, I'm gassed. I'm so tired. I'm done. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just like, oh, can't believe we made it through those 3 days. Because Monday, we got the YouTube show Making Hay with Dre. Tuesday, I got the live call with the Digital Landlords Program. Wednesday, we got this. And it's like boom, 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 meeting, sales. And by Thursday, I'm gassed. Okay. By Wednesday night, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. And I've been tired. So what I started doing the last few weeks is I started on Wednesday nights. I started planning for Thursday like I do every night. And inside of my Thursday planning, I've included a couple hour block of me time, Nick time, your boy time, king of digital real estate time. Just for me, do whatever I want to explore, whatever I want to read, whatever I want to study, whatever I want to work on. It's my time. Okay. And I'm talking about, like, I can go down rabbit holes. I can explore new topics. I can work on new things. And it's just a release. Okay. And guys, you're like, oh, you told me not to chase shiny objects, shiny objects. I still say that. I ain't chasing them. I'm just exploring them. Okay. This is like a 2-hour window and it's a release. So some of you guys, you go play basketball with your buddies, you go golf, you go bowl, all that kind of stuff. You notice I haven't been golfing for a minute. Okay. This is the new hobby. And I get 2 hours on Thursday, and I usually do it right after the gym. And I just go and do what I want to do. Okay. And I sit in this office. I'm not talking about driving around, freaking going to the bar. I'm talking about stuff that's related to intellectual stimulation, if you will. Okay. Things that give me energy, not take my energy. Okay. By the way, I don't plan what I'm going to be studying. I don't plan, hey, I'm going to do this topic. I just kind of like, I go with what interests me and where it like takes me. Okay. And this is where I want to get to. This is the whole point, is as I've looked at the last couple of weeks of my Thursday me time, which, by the way, highly recommend. Take 2 hours for yourself. Go and explore other stuff, because guess what it's going to do? It's going to make you appreciate what we got right here. It's going to make you appreciate how good this is. It's going to make you appreciate that we literally have found gold, baby. But as I've looked at the last couple of weeks of what I've actually spent my time on, it's come down to the exact same thing every time. It's been different topics, but every single Thursday, that 2 hour block, I end up spending my time creating, okay? Creating content ideas for YouTube or TikTok or these lives or the Making Hay with Dre show or whatever, right? Content ideas. Another form of creating, writing. I actually really like to write, which is surprising because you're like, dude, you grew up in the village on a farm. You can't even spell. I actually am a really good speller and a really good writer, just so you know, kind of by luck, because no one else in my family really has it, but I got it. I love to write, and it's a form of creation. Okay. Creating new branding, right? Like ideas for swag, ideas for how I'm going to brand myself, or digital landlords, or just everything, right? Creating. That's what I've spent my time on for the last, I don't know how many Thursdays, as I've had me time. And I'm telling you right now that I know that I love sales, and I talk about it all the time. I know that I love doing deals. I know that I love making money. Okay. But the reason why is because, and I finally figured this out, all of those things, it's creating, right? It's creating. So I say I love sales, but I love to create revenue out of thin air. That's why I like it. That's why I enjoy it. That's why I get so pumped. I'm literally able to wake up, pick up my phone, and create revenue, create cash out of thin air. And that is intoxicating, okay? With deals, I love creating win-win situations for joint ventures and strategic partnerships. That stuff gets me excited because I'm creating something that wasn't there, okay? And lastly, when I talk about creating or making money, I am creating value. I'm literally creating value, in so much value that people are willing to pay me. And all of those things, they are intoxicating, they're fun, they're energetic. And I've realized I actually really love creating. Okay. Like it's what I choose when I have free time. Why am I telling you this? Okay. And this is where I want you guys to like go with me here. Okay. And I'm telling you this because if you think about it, right? All of us on this call, at one point, we were a little kid. Whether we were a boy or a girl, we were a little something, right? And when we were little, because I have kids, we love to explore and touch and feel and put everything in our mouth and taste it, right? And feel it and create. And then, right? Somewhere along the line, somebody or multiple people, they started trying to shape us. They started telling us things. They started whispering in our ear. They started saying these different things to us, right? Here's a couple examples that I could think of. Is you're like, look, I remember hearing this a lot of times from teachers or from just like even friends, right? It's like, yo, like you're whatever, but like you're not creative, honey. You're not, but you know, like you have other skills. Like you're just not a creative person. Like, and you hear this over and over, right? Or they say, yeah, like I remember loving to draw. I loved drawing. And then at some point, somebody told me I sucked at drawing. And so I believed it and I believed it and believed it. And I was like, yeah, I'm not I haven't done it enough to even know. Maybe I am, right? And guys, it's like, it's even like with what we can become, right? You remember the books and you remember like, hey, what do you want to be? And it's like the astronaut, the firefighter, the doctor, blah, blah, blah. And which encouraged when we're little, it's like, what do you want to be? And then at some point, people come in and they're like, yo, cool dream, dude. Cool thing, like cool story, bro. But like, pick a real thing. Pick something that actually works. You can't become an astronaut. You can't become a firefighter. You can't do this. You can't do that, right? People say, I can't, you can't, right? But here's what's interesting. All the people, think about all the people that have told you those things your entire life, right? You can't do this. You can't do that. You need to be realistic. All these things, all of them. Think of every single one of them. And I'll guarantee every one of those people, every single one of those people is somebody who is unhappy and not confident, okay, with their own situation. And there's this quote. One of my favorite artists his name is Russ, okay? His name is Russ. And he has this quote. And I saw it on Twitter like years ago. And he said, it was something like, have you ever, but he said it like more like, gangster, but he basically said, have you ever seen a confident person get offended by someone else's confidence? Pause. Have you ever seen a confident person get offended by someone else's confidence? And then he said, me either. Okay. So guys, this is what's mind-bending, right? We have gone from these little children that are curious and that we create and we have all these big dreams and visions of changing the freaking world, being whatever we want to be, to living in a freaking clown world where we have another human being telling us what to do. Like, think about it. And some of you guys are probably going to get offended because I'm going to be talking about your exact situation, but just hear me out for about 2 more minutes. Okay. If you have a 9-to-5 job right now, okay, and you are just like most Americans or most people in the world, not just Americans. Okay. We got adults. We're grown ass people here. Other people are telling us when we can take a shit. I don't know why that always gets to me, but guys, if you have somebody telling you when you can take a shit and you're a grown adult, there is a problem. There is a very big problem. Somebody's monitoring your bathroom breaks. That is a problem, okay? We got people telling us when we can go on vacation, how long we can go on vacation, what time of the year we can go on vacation. The obvious one, we got people telling us how much money we can make and how much we're worth. This is how much you're worth because this is how much I'm willing to pay you. People telling us how we can dress. Oh yeah, you can't wear that. You got to wear the freaking polo or the whatever, the company. Make sure to tuck it in with a nice little belt. Stop by Dillard's if you need one, okay? But don't ask for a raise. We're told what we can say, what we can't say. We're told like what opinions we should have. And this is the best part. And then if you're a good little boy and you're a good little girl in, 40 years, 50 years, maybe, just maybe, we'll give you a measly salary so you can barely make ends meet and you can die in a rest home or an assisted living, okay? And I apologize for any sensitive ears, but fuck that motherfucker. Like, I'm going to do that. Guys, that's how we're living. Like, I know that sounds like I'm painting this crazy picture, but that is the reality. If you are somebody that is waking up and you're going and clocking in and you are told when to go to the bathroom, when you can go on vacation, what you can say, what you can wear, what happened to the dreams? What happened to, hey, I want to go and travel. I want to go to this place. I want to visit this place. I want to be this. I want to be that. I want to do this. I want to accomplish this before I die. What happened to that? Okay. You are, and this is what's crazy, is we keep doing it. You all keep going to the same job and the same routine, and you keep expecting something to change. And we've all heard that cliche analogy of the definition of insanity. That is the definition of insanity. Keep on doing it, baby. Okay. You are in this group for one reason. Okay. You are in this group and on this call for one reason. And that isn't because you want to sit here and listen to me scream profanities. Maybe some of you do. And if you do, I like you because you're twisted just like me. Okay. That's not why you're here. You're here because you know deep down that what you're doing, it ain't it. You're here because you know that what you're doing right now with your life, it ain't it. You're here, guys, you're here because you know that the road that you're currently on, it doesn't lead anywhere that you're going to be excited about in 20 years, in 30 years, in 40 years. It's not where you want to end up. That's why you're here, okay? You guys know that if you don't change something, you are going to wake up and you are going to experience the thing that I fear this more than death itself. Okay. And I do have a little bit of what's it called when you think you're dying all the time. I can't remember what it's called. Whatever that little thing is called when you're like, oh my I got a bump and I have cancer. I have a little bit of that. Okay. Not so much anymore, but I fear this thing more than I fear death, and that is regret. Okay, because we've all experienced that regret of like, oh my gosh, I wish I had done this differently. I wish I had done this. I wish I had done that, but you can't because you didn't. Okay, period. That is the number one thing that I fear. But here's what's freaking dope. Here's what's dope. I'm going to share this last piece and we're going to bring our guy on. Okay, this is what's insane. We know how to win the game. We know how to win the game, how to get out of the shit box that we found ourselves in. And I'm saying we, because literally 2019 December, basically little over almost 3 years ago, about a little bit less than 3 years ago, I was in the shit box, $60,000 in debt, barely paying the bills, saying no to vacations, telling my kids we can't go to Disneyland, telling them we can't do the churro because it's too expensive, right? You got to take the sack lunch into Disneyland, baby, and make sure to do peanut butter and jelly and extra peanut butter, but make sure it's not Jiffy. Make sure it's the off-brand, right? Been there. We know how to win this game, and it's very, very simple. Okay. We are in, that's what's crazy. If you guys are not satisfied with where you're at, if you guys are in that 9 to 5 freaking rat race, you are in the hamster wheel, man. You're in the hamster wheel, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it the matrix. Some people call it the simulation. You are in it, but we know how to win the game. And it's very simple. The formula is very simple. Buy, build, and create cash flowing assets that pay you more than your bills, and you have won the game. That's it. Let me repeat that. Buy, build, and create cash flowing assets that pay you more than your bills every single month, and you have won the game. Why? Because you've now bought your time back. And if you want to go in and you want to hang the middle finger to your boss, tell him to go pound sand or her to pound sand or to eat rocks or to drink cat piss, you can, because you no longer rely on the check. Okay? And I'm telling you guys, for the first 5 years of my adult life, I knew that this was the formula. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I knew I needed to have passive income because that would mean I didn't have to work. But I thought the only way to create the passive income was to buy physical real estate. And so I started looking at it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to need this many pieces of real estate, which means I'm going to need this many down payments, which means I'm going to need this much money, which means I'm going to need to save, pinch. And I got to be a saver and I got to be a thrifty and whatever. And I thought that was the only formula. Okay. And then came along this little thing called Rank and Rent Digital Real Estate, where, let me remind you, we get to build simple sites in these basic niches, rank them on Google, and charge thousands of dollars every single month to forward calls and be a middleman and do whatever we so choose to do. Okay, we can escape it. We know it. It's a business model where we own the asset, where we can scale it as big as we want. Okay, where we can work from the comfort of our homes, wearing our Lululemon and our bottled beverages, or we can do it completely butt-ass naked if we want, which I think is pretty cool. Never really done that, but I think it would be dope. So if any of you guys do that, let me know, and maybe I'll send you a little piece of merch, okay? Let me just end with this, and I'm going to bring the guest on, and we're going to have part 2 of this call. But hear me when I say this. If you are somebody that is trading your time for dollars, I don't care if you got a job or you got a business. If you're trading your time for dollars, you are playing a game in which you will never win. If you are somebody who is trading your time for dollars, you are playing a game that you will never win. And you can work as hard as you want to work. You can get as good at it as you want to get. You can be as efficient as you want. You can raise your fee, this and that and the rest. But until you figure out how to separate your time from your dollars, you will never be wealthy. Okay. And I'm here to tell you that road that you're on, that game that you're playing, it is not going to lead anywhere that you are going to be excited about, as I've already said. Okay. You know the formula, you know the solution. And if you guys choose to keep on waiting, that's on you. You want to keep on waiting and keep getting on these calls and keep getting on these calls and keep tuning in and keep doing it, but never doing anything about it. That's cool, man. That's cool. I'm going to be over here making millions and millions and millions of dollars and literally showing you the formula because of what I'm actually doing. Okay. You don't have to listen to what I'm saying. Just watch the moves that I'm making. Okay. Period.